Either y'all listen to King Disease 3?
Yeah, so I was actually bumping that when you came on, and I was playing behind there. I turned it down. So I'm listening to that. Yeah, jump man.
How is it?
Funny, we were talking about that earlier. How I was like, man, Nas. It took him a long time to find the right producer, but man, Hitboy, and it's crazy that it would be Hitboy of all people, right? I mean, not saying like, I mean, I've liked a lot of his production, but for it to be a cat from the West Coast who just happens to kind of get how to make beats that fit his best style. I mean, like, man, his new album is, and it's also crazy that Nas is doing this shit. What is Nas, like 50 now?
Yeah.
Crush his last 4 albums. Also, Magic was also a really good album. You know what I'm saying? And so you got King's Disease, 3 versions of it, and Magic, which I thought was amazing. I love that album. It's like that. He's been making some of his best stuff and later in his career. And I think that's another thing, too, about hip hop lately. Like, quite a few of these, like, 90s era artists, if they start in that era, like, have been able to have success later in their career, which is just, I don't know, it's dope, man. Like, hip hop's rock and roll now. It's just different.
Before I even really speak about King's Disease, I do want to acknowledge the fact that I used to get worried when artists would just have one producer, because typically what happens is the sound is limited because of that.
Yeah, true.
And I just worry about like the range, because otherwise then it's just the same beats.
Well,
Hitboy has changed that narrative, because he's out here putting, especially on this project, there's some beats where I'm like, I wouldn't even have known that was him.
But there's other examples I think that fit like that, because I would say, man, I like Murs, but Murs is best with Ninth Wonder. Like, this is. I mean, he's got a couple other guys. There's certain artists, man, like it's almost like for some people I get it, but for Nas, I think bouncing around is what was not good for him. Like trying to find different production styles probably was not great, because he's got such a distinctive style flow. Like it seems to be that when he's consistent and kind of fits his pocket, whatever that be. And sometimes that doesn't always come from one producer. I mean, I think you got like Illmatic because you had quite a few different people, but they were all producing in a style that kind of made sense for him.
Of course.
About Hitboy, he has been able to diversify his own production style, because, to your point, some producers don't have the ability to have range either. Devin's showing his range. Like Hitboy is showing he has like a good amount of range, but also that it still seems to fit like the right thing for Nas specifically.
Because what I also worried about, like, because Nasir came out before all this.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I get that it was rushed, and I know you didn't really get a chance to sit down with Ye like the way others have. But
I liked a few tracks on the album. It was
as did I. But what I'm saying is, it was a true coin toss, because some tracks you're just like, what the fuck? And then others you're just like, why didn't y'all just keep doing this the whole time? Like, again, but that's Ye being all over the place. Like it's Push, it's Tiana Taylor, it's him and Cudi. Like it's all these other projects.
A lot around that time, you're right too, because he was dropping, and all those two are they're not. I don't know. I feel like on some level, all those projects are like little EPs. They're not necessarily like full-fledged albums. So I wonder too, because I think at that time I was hearing that. That's when Ye was staying out in that branch out in Montana or wherever, like middle of nowhere, and he was inviting
Wyoming.
And he was flying people in, and they had to come to this like random ranch in the middle of nowhere to work with him. But he was cranking out a lot of projects, and people were saying it was incredible, because you go there and there's nothing around. All you were there was just, you were secluded and you were with Ye, and it was like just constant creation. But at the same time, to your point, how focused was that Nas project, and him just doing like Ye stuff, like I'm just gonna create a bunch of stuff, bring people in and put people on beats, and from that will come all these different projects, which is different with, I think Hitboy kind of is like just focused on creating the best Nas project at this time that he's making.
So I'm pretty sure this was on King Disease 1, but he's doing some ad-libbing on the track, and he was like, yo, Hitboy, I hope you got some Fontana like bud for me. And I know it's easy that you could just throw that ad lib even if you were like in New York saying it. But like shortly after I heard that track, because this is before the album dropped, but like he actually goes to Fontana, Cali, which is out, right outside of San Bernardino, so he's really with him. So what I'm loving about these projects is that it's not so like you're so like both of y'all ain't so big that y'all can't be together in the studio. Because the reality is when you're with the people you're creating the music with, you notice the difference in quality.
Oh, for sure.
Project out as opposed to like, okay, this is the beat from somebody who made it in Cali. These are the lyrics from somebody in New York, and this engineer has to do their best to just mesh everything together. But when everybody's together, all together, so producer, rapper, arranger, engineer, like all that, like that's what the result of all this is, and he really has just found his bag.
Yeah,
man, that's dope. I haven't got into it yet, but I definitely got a peep game. I definitely like the other two as well.
So if you do, I really think you both are gonna love this album. I normally don't go out of my way to say that.
I'm trying to think. I think I like the first one better than the second one.
So I've only gotten through the first like 4 tracks on the new album. I haven't because I literally I downloaded a version like last night, but I was so busy I couldn't even listen to it. And then I found out it was like unedited, so I got now both, which is cool because I like having the clean version too. But yeah, so I got the dirty version today, so I'm running that back. But yeah, it's nice, man. The first four tracks I heard, I was like, okay, it's nice.
Shameless plug here, man. Is this at the radio station, man?
Be sure to visit FlyDialogue.com to find out more about us, including our radio station where we stream hip-hop 24/7. Yo, we're literally jamming as we speak.
I dropped on that. The new Drake, 21 Savage is on the station right now. And that was probably the most recent drop. There was a bunch of stuff I put on there recently, though. The new Smoke Dizza's on there, quite a few other things. So
it is what it is, man. I just want to take a second, man. Make sure everybody knows, man. This is not just a podcast, man. We got a 24/7 internet radio station streaming at our website, FlyDialogue, man. Be sure to come check this out. Kev actually runs that, man. He's slipping right now on this KD3, but we're gonna give him a pass. But yeah, man, definitely go check that out. FlyDialogue.com. November's jamming, man.
Yeah, I just seen 5 consecutive legends.
Crucial, man.
All in a week of each other. Like, yeah.
I thought October was good because I was trying to remember. Was it October or was it September? Where maybe it was a bunch of albums that dropped.
Well, there's quite a few albums. So what you had Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers dropped the same day as
Midnight Marauders, right?
A Tribe Called Quest dropped their album, the Midnight Marauders. Those came on the same day, and oddly enough, I know that because I bought them both on the same day. And amazing moment in my life, obviously. Like there's certain albums that came out like that, but yeah, it was definitely Midnight Marauders and Wu-Tang 36 Chambers same day because I bought those at Sam Goody in Ocean County Mall, and that was
Sam Goody, man. Shout out to Sam Goody.
And I never shopped at the Sam Goody. I used to go to the Camelot, but that was like right at the front of the mall, and I had to go in there as soon as 36 Chambers dropped, and I was like, oh shit! And I was like, oh, Midnight Marauders came out same day, bam, bro.
I believe that was 94, right?
Yeah, 94. That's it was just a
Southern Playalistic is 94, April 26th. And then Illmatic looks like April 19th, 94.
So my trip was right after that, and it was 8th grade trip going down to DC because that's what everybody did, right? And I remember listening to those 2 albums like the whole ride down, the whole ride back.
All made possible by Sam Goody, man.
Man. That's all I used to do with my money. Shit.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it was Sam Goody, but it was also, to your point, Kev, Camelot. But for me, it was The Wall.
The Wall was the business. I don't know if you guys had. Did you guys have those down there? The Wall. So the Wall, it was a music store, right? They had it up in Jersey and a number of other places. But if you had a CD, they would give you a sticker when you bought a CD or a tape, and it was a little blue sticker, and it was a lifetime guarantee. If your CD or tape got messed up or broken, you could bring it back, and they would replace it for free.
Yeah.
So.
Man.
That was
the business, bro.
That's solid.
And I didn't know that because prior to that, I just went to Sam Goody and Camelot. But once I saw that,
that's all we bought from was The Wall 90% of the time. Because like, yeah, I mean, I took a lot of stuff back there, and I think they were hip to the technology before because you had those CD cleaners. You could like a lot of those scratches you could buff out. Selling them, and so we didn't know that. So they probably were like ended up doing more profitable. They were in business for quite a while in that mall, dude. And I didn't know how far they stretched because they had some in other cities. But yeah, the wall was where it's at. That was the best place to buy music because you didn't have to worry about messing up your disc or nothing like that. Stuff you get scratched up, take it right back.
Nah, that's dope, man. Bro, that's customer loyalty plan written all over it.
They also had the listening stations too. So when you went in there, you could like go to the wall and listen to music. So whenever new stuff came out, you could listen before you bought it. So that was big.
That sounds like Tower. Now we had Tower Records that had the listening station.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I used to, man. Tower was my movie spot though. I didn't do music there as much. I did. I had Tower for movies, heavy in Nashville.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they had both of the stores like right there, man. Like that used to be, man, right there at I was right on Vanderbilt's campus.
Yeah, right there in Midtown. Yeah, that's the one I hit all the time.
Yeah, man, that's a throwback for real. Yeah, Tower Records. That whole space was just dope, man. The footprint was massive. It felt massive anyway at the time, but I could stay in that spot for like hours, man, and just chill out, listen to music, magazines, the whole night. I go in there and just nerd out.
Yeah, it was a good spot, man. And then eventually put a Jersey Mike's behind that. So I used to hit the Jersey Mike's and get food and then go grab some.
Yep. They had a TCBY yogurt right there too.
Yeah, the yogurt spot was right there. Yep.
The Froyo was jamming, man. It was man. Good times.
Be sure to visit FlyDialogue.com to find out more about us, including our radio station where we stream hip-hop 24/7. Yo, we're literally jamming as we speak. We got a craft beer blog called Cream. Craft rules everything around me. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the craft beer app called Untapped, or on YouTube. Just search Fly Dialogue on all these platforms. Be sure to follow us and friend us, subscribe to us. Long story short, check us out. We'd love to have y'all and we look forward to connecting with you. And let's talk soon.